Welcome to a new episode here at NAV SEAL. We have some new exciting things happening out there in the Microsoft hemisphere, and some of it is called Copilot. I know it's kind of a buzzword, and at least it has been a buzzword, but I think that's less small word now. Have you seen the new functionality out there?
I have them, and they're great. I'll say Microsoft really started to step up the game with artificial intelligence and Copilot, their solution they're offering in Business Central as well. I think there are some very cool features that they introduced with this latest release. So yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. So there are certain areas in Business Central they kind of introduced it into. Can you kind of talk to some of them?
Absolutely, gladly. So the first and most important one, you might have noticed if you already moved to version 24, is that now up in the top, right next to the search button, there is the option to talk directly to Copilot. So instead of just searching for pages, you can just open up the Copilot menu and chat directly with Copilot. So ask questions like we would with a human being, and ask like for very simple general question like, show me the latest invoice, or can you show me where the sales order are, and so on and so forth, which is, I think, pretty awesome to begin with, like having the ability to talk in natural languages instead of knowing and having to search in the system.
Yeah, that's right. And I think I've seen it. So, for example, if you're on a customer account, I think if you really want to learn something more about a specific field or how it's being used, and so on, can Copilot help us in that respect?
Another great example, yes, you're absolutely right, Cameron. So say you are, for example, in the customer part, like you were saying, you have a field that you're not quite sure what the function is or how it can be utilized, how it could be helpful. Well, if you hover on the field itself, you always had like the tooltip that would help you. But now you also notice that there's a little button that allows you to talk again to Copilot. And when you are in that field and you call Copilot, Copilot will automatically search for the best possible answer for you within the Microsoft knowledge base. Let's say, for example, posting date. If you want to know more information about that field, if you go over there and you click on the Copilot button that pops up when you see the tooltip, Copilot would automatically pull up the Microsoft knowledge base with the link with the more information about the posting date. So that's pretty handy, I think.
I agree, certainly. That's a nice feature because, things change all the time. So it's nice to be able to look it up. Now, it is really interesting. But what about in the real world? I call the real world here, but take a business process. I know a lot of users, when they create the sales orders, they use the copy document function to create, because they might be on the phone with a customer and say, okay, I really want to have something like last time. Okay, let's copy the document from last time and use that for our new sales order. I think, maybe I'm wrong. Can Copilot help us with that?
It actually can, Kevin. That's I agree with you. That's quite exciting because it's the first, let's say, example of how Copilot can be integrated with business processes, and it can actually help us in a very specific scenario that is quite commonly used. So when you're standing on a sales order, you need to add lines to the sales order. Microsoft has added this new functionality called Suggest Sales Lines. And if you click on it, just like with any AI interaction with Copilot, you are able to ask questions, have prompts with Copilot that will help you find and fetch sales lines from previous orders or potentially from other orders from other customers. And he will automatically suggest them within the lines and show them beneath. So you don't have to go in, find the item, and so on. So that's quite handy because just using, again, natural language, you are able to import other lines from other orders in the same sales order that you're working on. So I think that's quite helpful.
I completely agree. I was thrilled when I saw it the first time. I was kind of, whoa, this is really, really nice. And you can say it's kind of a journey we're on, because we're just at the beginning here, I think.
I think so, yeah.
And I think for years we've talked about artificial intelligence. Things really didn't get really started. We talked about robots and so on. But I'm convinced now this is kind of one of the first steps in something that's going to be very, very interesting. Some versions back, I saw a new functionality where you could create views. So, for example, you had a customer list that you wanted to sort them by name, you wanted to sort them by outstanding balance stuff. And then Microsoft had introduced something called, I think it's called views, analysis views. But one of the drawbacks about that was that you had to go into it. You had to set up like a pivot table in Excel. You had to define it like you did in Excel and so on. So I think there were some users that kind of said, it's a bit tricky and so on. So I was kind of hoping that maybe we could get some help on that. Yeah, you think so?
We absolutely can. Like, and it's funny how Copilot somehow has managed to take some of those areas that have been very innovative in a sense, but are still have a little bit of a learning curve, and made them a little bit more accessible using natural language. And like we just mentioned, like the analysis view or mode has been in Business Essential for quite a bit at this point. It's very helpful, but it requires you to know a little bit how to set it up. Now, with Copilot, it's possible to just simply ask again, naturally, using natural language, for Copilot to organize the data for you in an analysis view in a way that makes sense. So let's say, for example, that you are on the customer ledger entry page and you would like to see the data grouped by customer, by year, or by a certain amount. Like, you can just ask that prompt using Copilot, and Copilot will set up a view for you that you can then use and go back to, just like using the standard analysis mode functionalities. I think, again, that's another great, super useful and very flexible functionality that is going to make that tool just be more available and more user-friendly.
Yeah, I completely agree. I've seen so much new fancy, I call it fancy stuff. It's not really fancy, I might say fancy the first time, but it's really, it's useful now. Yep. I think that's the word I was kind of looking for, because it's useful. Previously, it was kind of, yeah, that's a great idea, but how can I use it in real life? How can I use it out in the business? But now we're actually in a point where we can say, oh, I can use that on a daily basis. It's really going to help me. So I'm thrilled. I'm really looking forward to new versions from Microsoft in this area.
Oh, absolutely.
So are we going to tell them anything about this?
More. Well, there's more things that we could dive into, but I think it would be more interesting at this point, like maybe to do a more specific video on each one of those functionalities. And please let us know down below if there's any of those topics that we've talked about that you like to see and you like us to demonstrate. We plan on getting to them eventually on all of them, but if there's one that you like to see before, or some others that we might not have mentioned or that you're curious about, let us know in the comments down below. We always like to hear from you guys and, try and help you with your daily business operations. See you soon. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching this video from NAV SEAL. Check out more right here. NAV SEAL offer assistance and counsel on any existing solution. So if you're in need of assistance, don't hesitate to contact us on navseal.com or LinkedIn. Consider leaving a like and subscribe for more tips, news, and guides to anything Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central.